Alright, folks. Welcome back to the Lycan League. I almost said the Alima League. Ooh, habits. It's just occurred to me I don't actually have Lycan's logo up here. I'll have to get that afterwards, so we'll just go with the Chairs for Gaming one for now. There we go. But okay, I want to explain a time about that just happened in chat, because we got a ton of name spoofers. We got Boost True TV, we got Zombie Grub. We don't mind so much about people who like to spoof names here into our Twitch chat, guys. And sometimes it's all in good fun and really funny. But if you come to the Twitch chat with a spoof name, that's already like, you kind of got half a red flag raised against you. If you act like an idiot in chat, there's a very low tolerance for that. So some of you may notice fake Fender just got timed out. We love real Fender, and that's why we're not dealing with that crap. No besmirching of that fine man's name. Anyways, getting back into the series though, spawning here in the top right corner of the map, played a very impressive game number 2, brought it back from what was a lot of devastation. I give you the blue Zerg player from Carnage Esports, Namshar.
In the bottom right, as the Red Terran, my name's MarineLord.
Alright, so here's the thing about MarineLord that we do know. He's so good at StarCraft 2 in many different ways, but one of the things I do like is he is able, not so much willing nowadays it feels, but there was a time where, you know, we saw a lot of mech out of him, and nowadays it's mostly just bio and standard play, and it's made him a better player, in my opinion, because of this. But I think every Terran player has this dirty temptation when you come to Deadwing and you're like, man, mech looks good. It's a good map for it.
Well, I don't know about mech, but he opens up with a weird gas time. 15. It's not something we see at all anymore.
Ah, but do you recall his last clan tag?
15 gas?
Yeah, he was on Team MLord, 15 gas, MarineLord hype. It was actually named. And I'm not kidding, guys. That's not me just adding hype to the end of that. It was actually the name, 15 gas, MarineLord hype. So, he's got some builds centered around this. It's definitely less conventional than normal. I think we're so used to seeing a lot of 13 or even 11 gases, but I don't know. I don't think he really... He's not putting Reaper pressure on for once, which is nice for Namshar. So, and this sounds so silly to say, but for Namshar's sake, he actually gets to play a little more relaxed. Not that he was scared, he still took an early hatchery and all this anyways, but it's the difference of having to invest in those like 12 or 13 lings early versus just getting your drone count as quick as you can. I'm pretty positive every Zerg player comes to the game with the dream of getting to 70 drones uninterrupted. Yeah,
of course. Oh, the Marines show themselves. I'm supposed to get out of there. His other Overlord will see that the command center isn't down. Up there it goes. So it was still pretty well timed, right? Like, that didn't change that much. But the reactor did come down first. It's a little odd.
Oh, interesting. Sorry, I just got a little bit distracted because I guess Scion released a blog, Blizz blog type thing on the ladder stuff, distribution, MMRDK, and all this jazz. But as glad as I am to see that, I still hear I'm not a victim of this because I'm not gonna lie, guys. We don't play the ladder as much as we probably should, but man, the hacking thing's been getting out of hand. They talked about it on Pro League last night, even like that was kind of nuts. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, saw that too.
Mostly because I never watched Pro League. Actually, I am the worst. I just happened to be up last night, this morning, whatever times.
That is, I was gonna bring up that point too, but I guess. I need to beat a dead horse or anything, although it does suck. Well, despite the odd gas opener, it just led into what was a very normal-looking game. So you got the reactor for sure, but then you still got the factory, and you know... Oh, never mind. He's not getting Hellions. Okay, so it's not that normal. He's going for the tank drop. It is Deadwing.
Well, luckily, Namshar's already working on these rocks. So this shouldn't ideally get out of hand.
Shouldn't. Sometimes it still does a lot of damage if they take the third base where Namshar is taking the third base, because you can siege up on the other side of the other minerals. But other times, if they break down these rocks, if they have enough units ready to go, the tank drop doesn't do anything, and then suddenly the Terrans don't look in the greatest position.
Yeah, it is a pretty heavy investment if it gets nothing done for it. But at the same time, we've actually been seeing. Oh, actually, I was gonna say we've been seeing some cool marine just tank pushes on this map. But sadly, he has moved the factory off to better things like Hellions and Widow Mines.
And I do wonder, so he's gonna go Hellions now?
Oh, you know what'd be so sick? Namshar's not going for the all-in, but if he actually went for that quick, you know, 8 roaches, this would have been devastating. We saw that happen to Ryong, right? Ryong went for this drop, and about halfway through the map, he realized, oh, this roach is coming to my base. What do I do?
Yeah, a lot of people are getting a second tank just because of that fear. Plus, a second tank, because you're going to lose the first one most likely, is never a bad thing to have on the defense. This messes up your build a little bit. But yeah, if you don't get it, then you are at risk of that. Especially since you're kind of poking the bear, right? If you're actually doing damage, getting a couple of drones, they make it really frustrating and send those 12 roaches not to your tank, but to your base.
I'm a little surprised he didn't preemptively go to the other cliff. Oftentimes we actually do see the Lynx sit over there waiting to catch whatever comes out of this, but because this base was delayed so long, it's actually not a problem initially. Wait, is he blocking in the tank?
Look at that splatty, bro.
Yeah, so there can't be a Lynx around. Oh, that's so dirty.
He's also not going for mutas. He's gonna go roaches. Well, he might go into mutas later on. And in fact, also cancels that lid. Wait, finish? Oh, no, finish.
I'm wondering if the roaches then is going to be because he was anticipating mech or something. I mean, roaches have a nice mid-game versus bio. Don't get me wrong or anything, but it's not, I don't know. I'm not going to carry him. Now this, again, the supply depot placement might not seem like a lot, but it means Lynx can't connect to this tank. It actually halves any potential damage coming in, unless it's roaches. I think that's so cool.
Lynx still get on top of it, and the Marines aren't there to help, and the medevac can't pick them up anymore, so... Oh, nicely handled by Namshar.
1 second too late.
Saves all his queens as well.
Well, this could have got much worse for him. Look at the depot, too. That SCV is surprisingly durable.
I think that's a little unrealistic.
I feel like the medevac could just pick it up and be a lot safer, though, you know?
Yeah,
Hellies get roasted and toasted here on the third base mineral line. Oh, the drone transfer. God. Oh, quick Evo chamber. Nice moves out of Namshar.
That's still a lot of drones going down to the Hellions that don't look like they're going to... Nope, they're the roaches. So 12, 13, maybe 14, 15. Okay, so at the end, 17 for all the Hellions.
Here's my thing for this, though. I actually don't think this is so bad. If you're going for a style like anything related to banelings, maybe Mutalisks, you need those extra drones because you're planning to take bad engagements. But with roaches, you're not trading, or you're not really wasting units. You're taking better engagements. You're trading more efficiently. You're not really throwing away an army for an army type thing. So maybe he can get away with his lower drone count, and that's not so devastating. Obviously, more drones is better though.
Well, he certainly has a hefty army right now. That any you remember that poke on Catalina that seemed to do decent damage, just by forcing out Lings. Well, that would never be scary now. But if he's on a low drone count forever, then transitioning, if he is planning on transitioning, would be difficult. The reason that you just pointed out, going into Marine Baneling Muta. But I don't know yet.
Looking at this defense, waiting for these roaches to get over here. There's a tank.
A tank? Like full surround?
Yeah, let's thwart him off for now. Maybe takes down some of the rocks. I mean, in a worst case scenario, Namshar is actually in a good enough position where he could soft contain, keep MarineLord on 2 bases for a long time.
I think he's going to transition into Spire. Okay, there's a Spire. So there we go. There's a transition. He's at a decent-ish drone count, 62. He's not going to be able to break this. Not with a tank there. And he has a drop that I'm not sure he can handle yet. On his main base.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's the Viking. Sorry.
He's got 4 kills. It's a badass, man.
Hey, sorry.
I was like, wait a minute. Did I miss that? I was just looking at the Viking. What is she talking?
I could have sworn because the army looked surprisingly low when I noticed that there was a red dot over there, but could be wrong.
Maybe it was a nuke.
That said, he could have gotten away with a really decent drop, but now it's probably gonna be too late. So the mutas are on the way.
What if this could be another Rifkin balance stock moment? But how cool would it be if you as a Terran player could fake nukes? Like no actual nuke attached, but you could still call down the nuke, so to speak, so the little red dot blips off, the warning goes off, nuclear launch detected, but it's a fake.
Wouldn't that be too good? Because you could just do it like a bunch of times.
Right? But then, that's how you make one real nuke finally viable. Because after wearing your opponent down, like, okay, it's another fake nuke, I'm not gonna freak out. Boom! It's the real nuke! Natural mineral line, devastated.
Oh, that's too good of an idea.
I just really, you know what, through every balance discussion we ever have or jokes we make, roach totem poles and such aside, I just wish nukes were more viable. It's such a cool mechanic that just can't be used.
It's true. It's very true. Well, he got the Spire, but no Muta's out yet. It's just going really heavy on Roach Baneling. He's definitely going to be able to squash, or hoping to be able to squash, this force.
This is a really crazy amount of just initial damage that's going to hit this wall of bio. Whether it's the Marauders or the Marines, I mean, the Banelings are just going to crash through, and we'll see if the Roaches are left enough to clean it up, but there is a couple of Mines, that one tank.
Yeah, not having Baneling speed is a real bummer here. This is suddenly not looking that scary with Roach Baneling. The Mutas are on the way too. They get the slow Banelings.
That's the problem, that Baneling speed is not really that close to finishing either.
It's a very big problem. He's gonna get into that nice little nook.
It's like the kitchen sink build, man. He's got a little bit of everything, Namshar, that is. Mutalist, Banelings, Roaches, Zerglings, the Queen. Oh, don't lose the Mutalist for free like this. I love the positioning that MarineLord's taking here to zone out this third, though. It's really just showing it the economy. Namshar, of course, is 86 drones, so just moves him over to the fourth. Not too big of a problem right now, but again, just denying a base, slowly killing it. This is nice moves out of MarineLord. He's not dedicating too much for this, but still. Oh, can Namshar break this? Speed's done. He's got speed. He's on creep for now. Starting to recede.
Yeah, the Mutas do come in. The tank is not doing that great of damage. In fact, it looks like he will just barely clean up the remaining forces. He's losing Roaches unnecessarily, I think. They need to consolidate and then push forward again.
I think his attention really got split between what was going on in that mineral line compared to what was on the low ground, and that really split his forces in a terrible way. Barely even cleans up the mineral line.
Okay, well, suddenly this is looking a lot worse.
Yes.
There's a couple of Mutas in there, too, so 8 more on the way. He still has enough, I think, that MarineLord's got to be careful. No more Widow Mines on the way? There's one more.
I think the supply count, though, it's not so roach heavy, which is kind of interesting. So the army value is not super overrated, I guess, but it's still going to be really hard to get these connects. Really abusing this cliff. It's bringing back the horrors of, I'm sure, Star Station for poor Namshar, but I'm wondering if it might be better just to abandon the base at this point. He's losing so much to keep it alive.
Maybe. He's about at that point where he's going to clean this up, though. Like, he's going to crush it and clean it up. He is off of creep, though. Widow Mines are getting decent shots.
That was a really nice shot, actually, on the Banelings there.
And the Mutas are once again, they're just getting killed. So while Namshar is a decent supply, still, it's all in those Lings that are coming out right now. And he's time to morph those Banelings, and MarineLord, that awesome split off of creep.
Ooh, he doesn't have his rocks down. There's no escape from this. Everything here is going to die. And it's sadly something Namshar is going to have to let happen.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of Roaches up here. I guess he was really expecting a drop.
Wouldn't you? The cliffs have been abused all game like this, after all. He's going to try to focus on some of the medevacs, but he loses all the Mutalisks for it, and that's... Oh, these Widow Mine shots! Okay, the Widow Mine shots are actually horrible, but then he wastes like 7 Banelings and Marauders. That's even worse. This is starting to spiral very badly out of control. And poor Namshar, he put up a great game number 2. Game 3 here it wasn't even that bad, to be honest, but it has absolutely gotten out of hand, and GG. MarineLord will take the series 2-1.